Hare Krishna. Welcome you all for our Gurukula sessions. And today is a Wednesday. We have a Krishna Lila discussion. So Lord Krishna has taken many avatars, different incarnations. So Tiriyang Nishishu Yadasu. We read in a Mother Kunti's prayers also about Lord Krishna appeared as an animal, Lord Krishna appeared as a human, Lord Krishna appeared as an aquatic, Lord Krishna appeared as a rishi. different avatars Lord Krishna has taken. But Krishna himself is the Supreme Lord. That's why Srimad Bhagavatam says, Ete cham sakala pumsam Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Lord. Full. Lord Krishna is the Supreme Person. Lord Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Ete cham sakala pumsam Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. So all different avatars are the portions or plenary portions or portion of the plenary portion. avatar. But Lord Krishna is called as all other
Avtari Purush Prabhuji.
Very nice. All others are called as avatar, but Lord Krishna is called as avatari. And that's what it's very much important to know about that Supreme Lord. That's why Srila Prabhupada wrote for Krishna as Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the head of all the gods. So that's special. And that's what it's very amazing that he himself also appears. So Dwapar Yuga, Lord Krishna appeared. So, and perform many wonderful episodes with his devotees and killing the demons, protecting his devotees, establishing dharma. So it's amazing to know and read and make ourselves more better. So let us begin. Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swakadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Savana Raghunathan Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padhan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakamitam Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratashe Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhano Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vancha Kalpatarubhisha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So let us begin. So who remember where we are? What's going on? Very nice discussion. It was happening. Anyone knows what was going on? Hare Krishna. Anyone?
Prabhuji, Krishna enters Mathura.
Krishna entered Mathura already.
Yeah, Prabhu, we had
Already.
discussed the means that so Krishna's gone to his Gurukula in means like he has gone to his Gurukula, and then it's like one disciple must serve the Guru humbly to means like know the knowledge. Then Lord Krishna mastered 64 hours and 64 days and nights.
Correct. Yeah. So that is Krishna recovers the sons of his teacher, chapter 45. So Krishna, we already read, right? Lord Krishna comes to Mathura, then finally, after entering very heroic way, kills Kamsa finally, and then Vasudeva and Devaki looks for Krishna's samskaras, and that's what they decide to send him to Gurukul. And then the Krishna comes to the place. What is that place name? Who remember? Harvard, Stanford, which place Lord Krishna goes for Gurukul? Yes.
Sure.
Sorry.
Sure.
Who is?
Ujjain.
No,
Ujjain.
Ujjain is not mentioned here. That we said. It is located in Ujjain, yeah. But that place name. What is the place name exactly? Ujjain is very big. Of course, that is a modern name, Ujjain. Here, different name is mentioned. Who remember the name? Yeah. So please.
Avanti. Is it Avanti?
Yeah. You're reading or you remembered?
No, Prabhu. I remember. I don't know Krishna.
Yeah. Good. So that's Avantipur. Very nice. So that was a place. Now is called as Ujjain. Okay, Avantipur city. That's Ujjain now. So there, Lord Krishna goes under the Sandipani Muni to learn about all these days of his 64 days. He learns the 64 kalas, and that's what we are reading, right? Last week we read some part of that. What are the arts Lord Krishna learned, skills, different way, and we had a good discussion how it is important to learn at this age. So let us complete what are other arts. Flower decorations is over. Then picture presentation is also over. Presenting by pictures, herbs, plants. Psychology. Yeah, psychology, yes. Yeah. They learned, you all are able to see here on the screen. Is it visible? Haribol? Yes, you are able to see, right? They learn practical psychology, how to influence another's mind and thus induce another to act according to one's own desires. Amazing, no? That is called as a hypnotism. Modern terms, or that is written next only. Sometimes this is called hypnotism. They learned how to wash hair, dye it different colors, and curl it in a different ways. So hairstyles. They learned the art of telling what is written in someone's book without actually seeing it. Amazing. Huh? We can find out all the questions what the teacher is kept for us to give in exam. If you know this. Right. They learn to tell what is contained in another's feast. Means I close my what is there, guess, and then they'll be able to tell. Sometimes children imitate this art, although not very accurately. One child keeps something within his fist and asks his friend, "Can you tell what is within?" And the friends give some suggestion. Although he actually cannot tell, but there is an art by which one can understand and actually tell what is held within the fist. Amazing, man. So that's also skill. Very nice. So Krishna and Balaram learned how to speak and understand the language of various countries. So the six Goswamis, we read and we pray to them. They were knowing more than 6 languages. Their own Bengali, Kannada, Hindi, Sanskrit, Arabian, and many others nearby. All this because they were so intelligent, so expert. So Lord Krishna and Balaram, obviously, right? They're the supreme Lord. But still here, they learned all these things. And it's a good, actually. One of our student is there from IIT Chennai. He passed out. So when we were there, he was very, very good speaking all the languages. I asked, how did you learn? Then he said, along with his parents, their family shifted many places from childhood because his father is in a military. So based on the need, his father was been located in a different province, Gujarat, then MP, then down Chennai and different. So that's why he learned almost all languages. So it's a good practice. Not only did they learn the languages of human beings, Krishna could also speak even with animals and birds. Right? This is art, speaking with animals and birds also. Evidence of this is found in the Vaishnava literature compiled by the Goswamis. So 6 Goswamis have mentioned about this, how Krishna used to talk with the other living entities. Then they learned how to make carriages and airplanes from flowers. Right here, Prabhupada gives example, flower plane. What is that name? Anyone knows quickly? Plane of airplane of flowers. Nowadays we use metals, or so much different materials. But here it's made up of anyone.
Wood.
What is it? Huh?
Wood,
What is
Prabhuji.
Hey, no. I'm asking what is the name of that airplane which is made up of flowers? It is there in the scriptures.
Prabhuji, Pushpa
Pushpak
Vihana.
Viman.
Ah,
Pushpak Viman, Prabhuji.
yeah. Prabhupada is writing here, you see. It is said in the Ramayana that after defeating Ravan, Ramachandra was carried from Lanka to Bharatvarsha on a plane of flowers called Pushparatha. Right? So how is it possible? Flower is so light, right? But you see, that's also so amazing, so expert art. So all of you can remember, there is some called as Mantra Vidya, Tantra Vidya, and Yantra Vidya. The 3 kinds of knowledges. Mantra Vidya means what? Like Arjun or Kshatriyas during that time, they will just hold the quiver like this. I mean, that bow. And then from quiver, they will not remove anything. They'll just hold like this, and then they'll chant certain mantras. Immediately the arrow will appear. Or they may take one sample arrow and invest with the mantra. Right? How many of you have seen that in the serials or in the dramas, right? So just by chanting mantras, the weapon used to get invoked, or weapon get invested with the powers. So that's called as Mantra Vidya. Then later it came Tantra Vidya. Tantra Vidya means what? Like some kind of a stone, some kind of a rings, some kind of a mystical the body which contains the powers. So that's the Tantra. Tantra means the kind of magical things. They will use that to generate the powers.
Prabhuji, black magic.
Not exactly black magic. It can be good also. Black magic generally they use in a wrong way. But yeah, black magic people also, they use some kind of things. That is a Tantra. And now modern Kali Yuga people, that's called as Yantra. What is meaning by Yantra? Yantra Vidya.
Prabhuji,
Yes. Yantra means literally meaning of the machine. Yeah, correct. Josipur is writing. Yeah, machine or gadgets. So now this is a magic, isn't it? Although we are sitting so many different places, but we all are able to see and read and talk. Isn't it a magic? So this is a Yantra Vidya. So Mantra Vidya, Tantra Vidya, and this is Yantra Vidya. So when Arjun was fighting with Mayadana for protecting, I think, that forest fire, that episode I think will come here, or in Mahabharata it will come. So that the demon, he wanted to give a kind of a gift to Arjun. So then because Arjun protected the demon from the fire, something like that episode is there. I'm just missing out exact details. So then the demon was giving Arjun yantra vidya, the instruments. You can make instruments. Then Lord Krishna told, right, see Arjun, don't take this, right? This is kept for Kali Yuga people. Because with the help of yantra vidya, people will become very lazy. People will become complacent. They will not become active. This yantra vidya will make one lose one's good intelligence, and that's what don't we see nowadays happening. Right? So instead of using the gadgets, we are getting used by the gadgets. Right? Who is controlling? Are we controlling the gadgets, or gadgets are controlling us? Right? Yeah, that's a kind of forest, I think, that episode. So that's why it's very much important to know. So we should not be proud about modern things. Modern science is, modern people are very proud we're able to fly in the sky. We have so many gadgets and devices. But this is not actually the good things. But what is taught in the early days using the mantras given in the scriptures, right? Then that powers, or then these good things are being coming up. And the knowledge was so powerful, right? Like who shot the Brahmastra weapon? Which all the episodes you read the shooting of a Brahmastra weapon? Yes.
Prabhuji, Arjuna and Karna, they both shoot once.
Oh, really? I am not remembering. Okay.
Prabhuji, Ashwatthama also, na.
This episode I was. Yeah.
Ashwatthama to Parikshit.
Ashwatthama shoots on the womb of Uttara, where Parikshit was there.
Prabhuji, Krishna and Shiva, it's like in.
No. There, I think Brahmastra is not mentioned.
Yes,
But
Prabhuji.
there is a Shiva Jwara and another one, Agni Jwara, the Shita Jwara, two different, sir. But I think if I'm not wrong, even the Ravana's son, he also attacks on Hanuman. So Hanuman says, okay, fine, this is
Yes,
Brahma.
Prabhuji, Harna.
Yeah, Indrajit, correct. If I'm not
Yes,
wrong.
Prabhuji, Indrajit shoot.
Yeah. So these Brahmastra weapons are so powerful, and so in the sense, see, nowadays, just imagine if let's say some country has to attack on another country, or let's say somebody has to attack with the bomb. So apart from that place, nearby places also gets affected, correct? Because that causes the effect. The blast, let's say, happened in the, let's say in the Sikandrabad area. Then all other nearby areas also get affected because of that blast. But these weapons are so powerful and so precise, it will just attack that person without affecting anybody else. Although they had a power of such a huge capacities. So, yeah. No. You're writing ancient nuclear bomb, it targets a particular thing. They can target, but then ancient you're writing. Okay. Not modern. Yes. Yeah, sorry. So nuclear is a modern word. That's why I thought why you're writing about that. Yeah. So they can just, like, let's say when it was attacked in the womb of Uttara, only the Parikshit was targeted. Nothing would have happened to Uttara. So precise and so perfect. But modern things, you see, so that's what we have to understand. So how Mantra Vidya was so powerful using the help of the scriptures. And on the top of that, it is given also in a proper way. First of all, one should know where to use, how to use. Of course, demons were there who were misusing that. But that helps, that comes to the very good thing. But now Yantra Vidya, making us lazy, making us complacent. So, of course, we should try to use as best as possible, as per the need. If it is not needed, then one should not. Rather just open the books and read, or spend the time with the family members or so. But otherwise, for our, whatever the needful things we should use, and make it Krishnaize. Use it in a service of the Lord, then that is okay. So here we see how Krishna has learned all those arts. Krishna and Balram, they learned the art of foretelling events by seeing signs. In a book called Khanara Vachana, the various types of signs and omens are described. If one is going out, one sees someone with a bucket full of water, that is very good sign. But if one sees someone with an empty bucket, it is not a good sign. You hear in the home also, parents will tell, "Arey, this should not happen now, don't go now." Similarly, if one sees a cow being milked alongside its calf, it is a good sign. The result of understanding these signs is that this is important, that one can foretell events, and Krishna and Balaram learned the science. So, of course, now also this science works, but the point is one should not just remain up to that point. One should take shelter of the Lord. One should not think that, okay, fine, now inauspicious things are happening, what can be done? No, take the shelter of the Lord. Then that is perfect understanding. Right? All auspicious, inauspicious things will be settled up. No issues. Yeah. Anyone knows where else in the Srimad Bhagavatam this sign thing is mentioned? Somebody saw something happening and then he predicted, oh, something inauspicious is happened, it seems. Tell me what happened. Looks like something wrong happened. Anyone knows? It's a little difficult question. Srimad Bhagavatam, it comes in the first canto only. So when Arjun goes to meet Lord Krishna in Hastinapur, in Dwarka, so Yudhishthir Maharaj was waiting for a long time for Arjuna's arrival, but Arjuna did not come back. Quite a long time it happened. And meanwhile, Yudhishthir Maharaj starts seeing the dogs were howling, the foxes were going on, the cows were morosed. So then many things, and then the Arjuna also comes back, then the more signs are discussed there. Because why? Krishna has left the planet. Lord Krishna left this planet. So all the inauspicious signs were visible. The Kali was coming up. So that's what it is important. Yeah, of course. Yeah, Krishna consciousness can change everything. So yeah, that's the point. They also learned the art of composing matrika. A matrika is like a crossword box with the 3 numbers in each row. If one adds any 3 numbers from any side, it will come to 9. The matrikas are of a different kinds for a different purposes. The numbers now also, I remember in our childhood days we used to play this. Krishna and Balram learned the art of cutting valuable stones such as diamonds. And they also learned the art of questioning and answering by immediately composing poetry within the mind.
Prabhuji?
Yeah, just a minute. No speaking. Okay, yeah. So nowadays we learn the art of speaking, but to have songs to make, poetry to make, that's require even a more expertise of the words and then the proper presentation. So, but then that is also, they also learned. They learned the science of the action and reaction of physical combinations and permutations. They learned the art of psychiatrists who can understand the psychic movements of another person. They learned how to satisfy one's desires. Desires are very difficult to fulfill. But if one desires something which is unreasonable and can never be fulfilled, the desire can be subdued and satisfied. And this is an art. Desires also. By this art, one can also subdue the sex impulses when they are aroused, as they are even in a brahmachari life. By this art, one can make even an enemy one's friend or transfer the direct action of a physical element to other things. Many episodes comes in mind, many stories in the past. We read about great kings, how they were conquered, or how they fought, or how they took over their enemies in a very mysterious way. These are all arts are there. Lord Krishna and Balram, the reservoir of all knowledge, exhibited their perfect understanding of all the arts and sciences mentioned above. Then they offered to serve their teacher by awarding him anything he desired. This offering by the student to the teacher or spiritual master is called Guru Dakshina. Right? It is essential that a student satisfies the teacher in return for any learning received. either material or spiritual. See, so it's very much important. What is that word in the English called as for this? Because we got something from somebody, we get in dash. What is that word? We are indebted. Yeah, you know that word, debt. Yeah, debt, correct. Just is writing correct. We get indebted. So like a loan. Let's say I borrowed 100 rupees from Lakshmit Prabhu. Now it is expected for me to return 100 rupees back to him. Right? So because he helped me, he gave me. And the banks also, if you know, we take a loan from a bank. So we should clear that loan with interest amount. That's called as additional, some percentage they charge. Now spiritual master is offering us the spiritual education. In the school also, isn't it, all of you go, you pay the fees. Nowadays it is a fees. But ancient time, you know the episodes where the teacher used to collect the alms, whatever the student gives, he used to accept. They will bring some kind of clothes, they'll bring some kind of grains, right? They will bring some kind of needful things for the teacher, what he needs, as an offering, as a gift, as a service to him, because he gave us this knowledge, he gave us this education. So that's why it's very much important. It's called as a Guru Dakshina. In our ISKCON society also, after a disciple gets initiated, so we collect the alms, we collect the kind of a dakshina from the people, and then we give to the spiritual master, because he has given us the initiation in the spiritual life. So you'll be amazed to know what kind of the disciples of Srila Prabhupada, they surrendered to Srila Prabhupada. All of you might have heard of the great personality. His own name is Gopal Krishna Maharaj. How many of you heard? He's a very, very senior disciple of Srila Prabhupada in India, especially. He's from India. Hyderabad also he had come when Srila Prabhupada was there in Hyderabad. Right? Yeah, some of you are raising your hands. So Maharaj was working in the in a company called as Coca-Cola. If I'm not sure, if I'm not wrong, that's what I heard about. Very, very top company. All of you know that drink in America when Maharaj was there before coming to ISKCON. America or some place like that, I heard. And then he was in a top position there, kind of a CEO or kind of a manager, very, very top position. But then when they met Srila Prabhupada, when Maharaj learned from the Srila Prabhupada, every month the salary is given by company, right? All the amount he used to bring in front of Srila Prabhupada. And then Srila Prabhupada used to ask, okay, fine, how much is your expenditure? How much you need? What are the requirements for the family and for the needs? And then Maharaj used to say back, okay, these things are there. Then Prabhupada used to calculate and give that much amount, and all remaining amount Maharaj used to offer to Prabhupada as a service for temple, for book distribution, or for whatever needed in the service. Nowadays, where we see such kind of examples, right? Of course, there are many devotees are there, those who are really surrendered, sacrifice everything practically. So because of their such great surrender to the Guru, today you see how much they're committed and dedicated and spreading Krishna consciousness far and wide like anything. So that is a gift. So of course, we cannot repay back. Once the disciples also asked the Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada, you have given us this knowledge, how can we repay you back? So Srila Prabhupada said, oh, you cannot repay back whatever the spiritual master has given, because spiritual master has given you Krishna. How can you pay back for the price of Krishna? Like, let's say I purchase this device from the shop, speaker. So there is a price for this. I pay 500, I pay 1,000 rupees. Then I get this device for me. Now spiritual master is giving me Krishna. How much shall I pay back to spiritual master? There is no price. No one can pay back to spiritual master. But then the Srila Prabhupada told, what I have given you, you practice that very, very sincerely. very, very properly. And try to share it with others. As you received, try to share it with others also. That much you can do for the spiritual master. So we should also look forward what best we can offer. Kaya, Vacha, Manasa, Dhiya, using if it is good to give our life itself for the service of the spiritual master. If you're not able to give life, then at least give words. Try to speak and spread the message and then connect the people. If you're not able to give words, then at least give little time in a week for the services of the spiritual master. If not time, at least give some kind of support for the spiritual master or the temple in terms of some donations or some kind of things, so that our service for spiritual master goes on. So that is a hierarchy said in the scriptures. How best giving one's life is a glorious, because so many lifetime we are given for so many other things. Now this life we have got a chance, we are learning Krishna consciousness, and by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada we are being awakened and we are being guided very nicely. So we should try to give best as and as much as we can. Then you see how beautifully, of course, spiritual master doesn't expect, he doesn't ask also, but as a gratitude, as a token of reciprocation, as a token of thanks, one naturally feels to give. One naturally says thank you, right? So by word it is thank you to say, okay, but by living also with that is very much important. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. So what Krishna and Balram offers Guru Dakshina to Sandipani Muni, their teacher, that's our tomorrow's discussion. Don't miss out. Very, very amazing. And in return, what happens to Krishna and Balram with that Guru Dakshina? So that's our culmination of this chapter. Tomorrow we'll read. Thank you all very much for joining and giving your association. Let us end with the Vaishnava Pranam. Vancha kalpatarubhasya kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaivrinda ki jai. Shri Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna.